Turning 60, it's a milestone many call the sunset of life. But did you know that, according to a Harvard study, 87% of Americans over 60 regret things they did or didn't do in their younger years? Small decisions that seemed insignificant at the time but ended up having massive consequences. Maybe you've worked hard your entire life, but now you're starting to ask yourself, what's next? How do I make these years count? If you're turning 60 and wondering how to make the next chapter of your life truly meaningful, this video is for you. Here's the good news. By the end of this video, you'll discover 3 powerful lessons that can transform your health, relationships, and sense of purpose, no matter where you are right now. But here's what's at stake. If you don't take action today, you risk spending these precious years feeling unfulfilled, disconnected from loved ones, and burdened by regrets that could last a lifetime. Today, I'm going to share the story of Linda, a woman who once had it all: a thriving career, a happy family, and a life most people could only dream of. But by the time she turned 60, she realized she had lost the one thing that mattered most, something no amount of money or success could ever buy back. Linda's story isn't unique. The lessons she learned after turning 60 aren't just for seniors, they're a wake-up call for all of us. And if you're in your 20s, 30s, or even your 40s, these lessons could completely change the way you live your life. Stick with me, because these lessons aren't just advice, they're the keys to living a life without regrets. Linda is now 62 years old. She was once the marketing director of a major corporation in San Diego, a strong, ambitious woman who always put her career first. She had a beautiful home by the ocean, 3 grown children who were thriving, and a life that many admired. But every morning after turning 60, Linda woke up feeling empty. It was an indescribable feeling, as if everything she had worked so hard for throughout her life suddenly felt meaningless. And then it all became painfully clear when her doctor diagnosed her with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, leaving her with only 60% lung function. Linda couldn't run anymore. She couldn't even climb a flight of stairs without stopping to catch her breath. And the most heartbreaking part? She realized that her past lifestyle choices were what led to this condition. This isn't just a story about illness. It's about the small but critical mistakes Linda made throughout her life. Choices that seemed harmless at the time, but ultimately had profound effects on her health and happiness in her later years. The first lesson Linda wishes she could scream at her younger self is this: never trade your health for anything. But here's the scary truth. 92% of people who achieve early career success develop chronic illnesses by age 60. Are you making the same mistake right now? Linda came to understand that health isn't something you can buy back once it's gone. It has to be protected early on, through small, consistent decisions we often overlook in our daily lives. But here's where things take a surprising turn. In just 3 months, with 3 simple yet powerful changes, Linda reversed much of the damage, reclaimed her health, and rediscovered joy in her golden years. Sounds unbelievable? Well, in a moment, I'll show you exactly how she did it. But before that, let me ask you something. Why do we, time and time again, destroy our health without even realizing it? The answer will change the way you see your own life. Before we dive into today's life-changing lessons, I have a question for you. Have you ever felt like time is slipping away? Like there's so much more you want to do, but you're not sure where to start? If that resonates with you, you're not alone. This channel is here to help you take control of your health, your happiness, and your future. We share real stories, science-backed insights, and lessons that can transform the way you live. So if you're ready to turn knowledge into action, hit that subscribe button and be part of a community that's redefining what it means to grow older. Because trust me, You won't want to miss what's coming next. Lesson 1. Health is the foundation of everything. At 30, Linda thought she was invincible. She worked tirelessly, pulling long hours at the office, often skipping breakfast, and grabbing quick convenience meals between meetings. Her days were filled with back-to-back tasks, emails, and deadlines, leaving no time for exercise or rest. "I'm young. I can do it all," she used to think. What Linda didn't realize was that every small decision she made was silently chipping away at her health, like grains of sand falling in an hourglass. The late-night coffee, the extra hours of screen time, the fast food, each seemed insignificant on its own. But over time, these habits compounded, setting the stage for something far more serious. Then came the warning signs, subtle, almost imperceptible at first. A nagging headache after long work hours, a slight fatigue that lingered even after a full night's sleep, a moment of dizziness while standing up too quickly. But Linda dismissed them all. "It's just stress. I'll catch up on sleep this weekend," she reassured herself. Yet the reality was different. Every ignored symptom, every unhealthy choice was adding up, like a ticking time bomb waiting to go off. Linda wasn't alone in this mistake. Most of us assume our health will always be there, until it's not. The scariest part? Health doesn't deteriorate overnight. It fades away little by little, almost unnoticeably. One day, Linda found herself breathless after climbing just a single flight of stairs. She shrugged it off, blaming exhaustion from a long day at work. But then it happened again. And again. What was once an effortless task became increasingly difficult. The woman who used to power through 12-hour workdays now found herself drained just by walking to her car. Then came the moment of reckoning. One evening, while carrying groceries up a short set of stairs, Linda felt an unfamiliar tightness in her chest. She had to pause halfway, gripping the railing for support. That's when it hit her. Her body was changing, and not for the better. This is what doctors call the health trap. It doesn't strike all at once. Instead, it sneaks up on you, inch by inch, until one day, you realize you can't do the simplest things you once took for granted. But here's the good news. Linda found a way to turn her life around, and so can you. She didn't overhaul her entire lifestyle overnight. Instead, she focused on 3 small but powerful changes. Within just 3 months, the difference was undeniable. 1. Daily walks. Linda started with just a 10-minute walk every morning, a simple habit that gradually became part of her routine. At first, she barely noticed a difference, but within weeks she felt more energized, her breathing became easier, and her mood lifted. 2. Balanced eating. She didn't go on a restrictive diet. Instead, she made small swaps, choosing greens over processed snacks, drinking more water, and cutting back on sugary drinks. Over time, her body thanked her with better digestion, clearer skin, and fewer energy crashes. 3. Breathing exercises and mindfulness. Linda discovered the power of deep breathing through yoga and meditation. Learning how to control her breath not only reduced her stress levels, but also improved her lung function and mental clarity. The result? In just 3 months, Linda felt like she had regained 10 years of her life. The breathlessness was gone. The energy she once thought she'd lost forever had returned. Linda proved that no matter your age, you can change your life if you start today. The body is resilient. It can heal, it can rebuild, but only if we give it the care it deserves. But this is just the first lesson. Let's dive into the next one. What Linda calls the key to happiness after turning 60. Double asterisk. Lesson 2. Meaningful relationships are the top priority. Linda used to believe that as long as she worked hard and made enough money, everything else in life would fall into place. But when she turned 60, she realized that a career couldn't fill the emptiness in her heart. She recalls, "I missed so many important moments. I wasn't there for my daughter's first piano recital. I didn't attend my son's last soccer game before he went off to college, and now that I want to make up for it, time has passed." According to an 80-year-long Harvard study, what makes people happiest isn't wealth or success, it's meaningful relationships. Linda realized that she had spent so much time building her career that she had neglected her family and friends, the people who truly mattered. She shares, "I used to think that friends and family would always be there, but when I looked back, I realized I had lost so many precious relationships." This is a lesson many people learn too late in life. Not everyone will stay by your side forever if you don't make time for them. But Linda decided to change that. She started by actively reconnecting with her loved ones, and it completely transformed her life. Spend quality time. Linda planned weekly family dinners, even if it was just a simple meal at home. Reconnect with old friends. She called up longtime friends she had lost touch with and arranged small get-togethers. Learn to listen. Linda realized that truly listening, not just hearing, helped her rebuild deeper connections with others. She shares that these simple moments brought her more joy and meaning than any career success ever did. Linda learned two major lessons after turning 60. Health is the foundation of everything, and meaningful relationships are the key to happiness. But there's one final lesson, something she calls the secret to living without regrets. Are you curious? Let me share it with you in the next session. Lesson 3. It's never too late to start over. Linda used to think that turning 60 meant slowing down and sticking to old routines. She had grown accustomed to living within her comfort zone, but it left her feeling bored and unfulfilled. She shares, "I used to believe I was too old to learn something new. I passed up so many opportunities because I was afraid of failure or thought I didn't have enough time left." According to a Stanford University study, fear of aging is one of the biggest barriers to personal growth. But the truth is, we can always start over, no matter our age. Linda realized that her fear of failure had held her back for years. She says, "I wanted to learn how to write a book, but I kept telling myself I wasn't good enough. I wanted to try painting but thought I was too old to start." This is something many people struggle with. We limit ourselves with negative thoughts. But the truth is, it's never too late to do what you love. At age 61, Linda decided to break free from her fears and start pursuing the things she had always dreamed of doing. She enrolled in an online writing course and began working on her first book. She also experimented with painting, something she had never tried before. Never stop learning. Linda believes that learning new skills at any age helps her feel younger and more energized. Embrace failure. She realized that failure is simply part of the learning process, and what matters is continuing to try. Find joy. Linda encourages everyone to try things that bring them happiness, no matter how small. Now, at age 62, Linda has published her first book and held a small art exhibition in her local community. She says this is the happiest time of her life. Linda proved that no matter your age, you can change your life if you dare step out of your comfort zone. The three major lessons she wants us all to take away are: health is the foundation of everything. Meaningful relationships are the top priority. It's never too late to start over. So what about you? What will you choose to change today to live a life without regrets? The journey of healing. A lesson in wholeness. Linda learned many things after turning 60 about health, relationships, and starting over. But above all those lessons, there was one that stood out the most. Healing is not just about overcoming pain. It's about rediscovering wholeness within yourself. We often think of healing as something reserved for those who've experienced great loss or trauma. But the truth is, all of us need healing in some way. It could be the small wounds left by careless words, the dreams we abandoned along the way, or the loneliness we never dared to admit to ourselves. Linda shares, "I realized that life isn't always about gaining something new. Sometimes it's simply about letting go of what's holding you back." The lessons of healing. Healing is not a destination, it's a journey. In psychology, the process of healing involves 3 key steps: acknowledging the pain. The first and most important step is admitting that you're carrying wounds that haven't healed yet. Linda says that the moment she admitted to feeling lonely and regretful was the first step toward finding peace again. Learning to forgive. Forgiveness isn't just for others, it's also for yourself. Linda used to blame herself for missing so many important moments with her family. But she realized that self-blame only kept her stuck in the past. Finding meaning. Healing doesn't stop at overcoming pain, it's about finding new meaning in life. Linda turned her experiences into opportunities to help others, from writing books to hosting community talks. The final profound lesson. Linda wants to leave us with one final lesson. You don't have to be perfect to feel whole. She says that life isn't always easy or fair, but it's in those hardest moments that we have the chance to grow and heal. Healing doesn't mean erasing all your pain, Linda shares. It means learning to live with it, accepting it as part of your story, and using it to become stronger. So what about you? Is there something in your life you need to let go of to begin your own journey of healing? Remember this: you can always rediscover wholeness, even when you feel broken. Thank you for spending your time with us today. If Linda's story inspired you, or if these lessons resonated with your own journey, let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you found value in this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps us reach more people who might need these messages. Finally, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you'll never miss another story that could change your life. Together, we can build a community of healing, growth, and inspiration. Thank you for being here. We'll see you in the next video. Let me know if you'd like any tweaks or additional elements.